Hello, hello. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you punched Monday in the face the same way I did. And if you didn't, I'm sorry, you have the opportunity to do it again tomorrow. So I am jumping on very, very quickly, very, very briefly to go over, a lot of you have seen the big sexy holiday drop and you're like, I don't get it, or maybe you do get it, or maybe you're confused. So if you are definitely my friends from the corporate environment, or you guys are my family members, none of this is going to make sense to you. But go ahead and share it with your friends and your community because you never know who needs help, number one. And number two, I love you, my dear friends and my dear family, but you are not my target customers. So unless you're going to support it, I don't want to hear you making fun of me at Christmas, being like, hey, Marissa's online trying to sell shit. Yeah, I have a business. This is what we do. This is how it works. So for those of you that have come into my world through, I don't know, maybe a Better Business Bureau workshop or GoDaddy, or through the Google place, or Breakthrough Mastermind, or you just know me because you've seen me around, which is totally possible. At 200 days a year of travel, I feel like I've been just about everywhere. So when I run into people from different areas and they go, "Oh my gosh, you look familiar," I'm like, "Yeah, we've probably met somewhere." So let's get into it. Um, Probably 5, 6 years ago, I started to realize that there was such an imbalance in the industry, specifically with people not understanding or identifying why they would want to work with a strategist and what a strategist could help them mitigate. And I think people get in their mind like, oh, you're just a marketing strategist, or you're just a business strategist. Tell me what that actually means. So let's break down some of the strategies that I've crafted for people over the past 5, 6 years so you can get a little bit more of a very specific understanding of what a strategist does and why we are different than a coach. And I want to be really clear here. I have a ton of respect for coaches in the industry. And if you're on my IG and you're seeing this and this feels like out of context to you, you have to jump over to Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube to see the full prezzo. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of people think, oh, like, a strategist is really only going to do one or two things for you. And I want to back up. So most of the time people come, bring me in through the lens of strategy because they feel like marketing or branding is lacking in their business. And so what happens is when people come to meet with me and they say, well, I need to do more marketing, I need to do this, I need this, I need this. What I often find is they don't need any marketing. They need to actually look at their systems first because they're not ready for marketing. But in the interim, right, because they may not have the budget to invest into those systems, I will develop 2 or 3 fast cash strategies to help them, essentially gain some revenues so that we can deploy them into those initiatives. So what does that mean in like normal English? It just means that a lot of times people don't have the money to invest in the systems or the software. So what I'm looking at when I go into a business is to identify what the person is telling me versus what is actually true. So, and you guys have been in this position, whether you're a consultant, whether you're in a business currently, you might have a leadership team that's very visionary. And then the people that are left to deploy the vision, it is really, really tough because you don't know what the best options are. You're not sure, how do I source a vendor for this kind of stuff? So let's just back it up. So that's one way that a strategist can come in and identify, hey, there's 2 things we can do to generate really fast cash. So for 2 different clients this year, one, I generated about, $850,000 in fast cash revenue strategies. There was another company, we did about 12 million. The $12 million one was really interesting because what we figured out was how to save accounts from leaving. So basically the way that 12 million was calculated was the value of the account they were leaving, but we were able to deploy a strategy to save the account, right? So those are different things to pay attention to. At any rate, why is that different than a coach? I think that in the coaching world, there is like the guru coaches, online coaches, business coaches, health coaches, wellness coaches, life coaches. And because there's not always governing bodies to the way that coaching happens, you'll find that like there's a lot of coaches that are actually doing more mentoring. And the reason that I look at myself as more of a mentor is I am not leading, it's not therapy. I'm not leading you to have some epiphany about your business. I'm actually telling you the things to do. I'm telling you what needs to happen in what order, by when, and we're coordinating all of those things. So that's very different than, a coach kind of asking you questions to kind of identify from within, right? So that's going to be like when I look at like the International Coaching Federation and I look at the way coaches work in that space, it is very different than what I do. So, and again, a mentor is really just taking you down these different pathways. So when I looked at, the different ways that we could help companies, the biggest thing that I see is that a lot of times people will come in and they go, well, I need a better team. And it's like, no, you need to be a better leader. Or, hey, I need more sales. And it's like, no, you need more marketing. Or in most cases where they say, hey, we need better marketing. And it's like, no, you just need more sales. So getting to the root of that and having someone that's not obsessed with all the stories that an organization tells is really important. And I am not everyone's bestie. I'm very clear when I come in that I'm going to be the person that is looked at as an outsider. I'm often going to be seen as negative because I'm asking critical questions. I'm also going to be seen as combative because I'm questioning the status quo, because I want to identify, are you the number one kind of, I'm just going to say the thing that people don't like to say. Most business owners are revenue prevention. Most business owners are not allowing revenue to come in their companies because of some twisted, fucked up idea of what they believe the business should do. So let me give you a great example. Any number of people that I meet that want to be professional speakers have no idea what the business of speaking actually is. And so if you've been in the business of speaking, as I have been for more than 10 years, you know that you need to have tangible assets. So for me, it's always been curriculum, things that I know that are tangibles. It's like a material, a workbook, a guidebook, a course book, right? I meet a lot of novice people that come in with a maybe collaboration type book and they go, I want to charge $10,000 to $15,000 to speak. And I go, great. Like, tell me what's different about what you have to say. And I think what happens is, and again, if you are coming in on my Instagram, join me on Facebook or LinkedIn so you can get the full context of what I'm talking about. But if you are coming in and you think people are going to spend $10,000 to $15,000 on your air when they will barely spend that for a professional athlete, you've got another thing coming. So being a speaker is really like the business of speaking. There's corporate speaking, there's facilitation, there's coaching, there's group facilitation, there's keynote speaking. There are all types of speakers. And I think people hear speaker and they go, well, I'm just going to get up there from the stage, say something cool, wing it, and people are going to love what I say. And it's like, the fuck they are. If you're not organized, if you're yelling at an audience that's analytical and they don't respond to that, you have to have an understanding of where people are so you can meet them there, so you can be their guide. And what I find so often is that people start businesses, air quotes, but there's no infrastructure, there's no system. And so what happens is you're just building shit on top of shit. And there becomes a certain point at which, and I've seen this a lot for people coming out of COVID and, a lot of people doing launches and live launches where they go, well, I keep doing these launches and they're not working. And it's like, so if it's not working, why do you keep doing the same thing? So sometimes it's a modification of process, systems, infrastructure, or really what I like to call foundation. And a lot of people were able to successfully build businesses for a long time without any sort of business foundation. They were able to make $1 million, make $2 million, $3 million, $4 million without investing in infrastructure. So this is where the idea of mentorship as someone who's been there, who's seen it, who's done that, who knows what to do, who knows what vendors to call, is helpful. And I know what some of you might be thinking, why aren't you just giving this away? And to that, I would say, I give away a lot in the free groups, in better business workshops, in the workshops that I do with GoDaddy or, Hera Hub, or in the communities of which I'm a part of. We have to stop expecting that people are going to give their expertise for free. And I feel like double pressure being a Latina, because you have this like, well, the community depends it and they need on you. And it's like, hey, I want to help everyone. I want to do that. You can come to those free things when they happen. They're definitely not on the calendar for the whole year. They just come up as they come up. And I love when those organizations can bring me in so that I am charging that organization and their members all benefit, right? If you're in the mastermind, you're getting access to me. If you're in the elevated community, you're getting access to me. If you're in the Hagman world, you're getting access to me. But other than that, there's a couple of other worlds where you're going to get access and then it's going to go away. So that being said, today's offer is pretty simple. It is what I normally charge like for basically a month, but you're going to get 6 particular sessions with me. And it's 6 60-minute virtual mentorship sessions. You can use them any way you'd like. You can, call me when you're in an emergency, call me when you're trying to plan, call me to fix something, call me to unfuck a mistake. And that brings me to kind of the facets of facilitation and being a mentor, specifically in strategy, that people don't talk about being a strategist. I had a very high profile client that was going on a speaking tour in the faith world. And, come to find out, there was some indiscretions, as it were, right? And so we had to figure out a strategy for keeping the thing alive. And what we found out, right, was someone was trying to kind of blackmail this individual. They were trying to get money out of them, somewhat like extortion, right? So I devised a strategy and a plan of attack to address that, right? And we figured that out pretty quickly. Or, I had another client who thought that they were going to leave their Fortune 500 company and be a speaker and a coach. And they learned really hard, like the hard way, that they didn't know shit about running a coaching business. They didn't know how to get clients. They didn't know how to strategize. And I'm just going to give everybody like a freebie, as I often do, which is when you're trying to figure out how to get clients, right? And you're trying to figure out, you want to partner and collaborate with people that are complementary, not competitive. You want to figure out what the win-win is between all of that. And that's what I'm really good at negotiating and figuring out for people. And sometimes, again, along the lines of revenue prevention, people make it really, really hard to work with them. They don't have an easy way to collect payment. They don't have an easy way to collect money. They make stuff so over processed that it's really tough. So this is the stuff that is my wheelhouse. This is where I live and breathe, right? How do we create strategic partnerships? How do we make it really quick to onboard affiliates? How do we make sure we pay our affiliates in a reasonable amount of time? Or maybe you're someone that's going to go into more of the content creation, influencing. You're really great at videography, photography. You're not so great at selling it, right? You don't know how to negotiate those things. So I look at what we do is so different than what most people would entitle a strategist to being. When I look at business strategy, I'm trying to identify the revenue streams that we can pull up as quickly as possible so that we can make the money to invest in all the infrastructure that's required. And what I've noticed is that a lot of business owners will get to a plateau in their business and then they start getting desperate. Then they'll go, oh, I'm going to go viral. Right? Like going viral is not a strategy, by the way, right? As someone that has gone viral for things that like are totally unrelated to the business, I can tell you that it's been a challenge because I want to remove all those people, right? They're not interested in my products. They're not interested in my services. They just want to just hate on everything that I'm doing. And it has nothing related to do with my business. So why does it matter? So for us today, we have virtual mentorship sessions. So 6 strategy sessions. This is the normal rate. I have a discount code. It is going to be put into the chat. So the deal is that you can book these whenever you want. The code for these is really simply, it's gimme. So gimme is your coupon code for this. So if you are interested in grabbing that, this is our day 1 offer. The way that they work is they'll all be up until the end of the month, and then I'm going to remove them. So, pretty simple. Give me is the coupon code. The URL I've already thrown into the comments section. So, it's there if you want it. Grab it. Again, 6 sessions. Uh, However you want to schedule it. You can do it monthly. You can do it every other month, right? That'll get you through the year. And you'll come prepared. It'll be rapid fire the way this is. You'll get the recordings so that you have all the information stored, and that's it. So, again, and I think if some people are visual, I know I had quite a few people being like, "Oh, why did you put sexy?" And it's like, because it's fun and it's what it is. I think it's pretty sexy. I'm not ever going to work for this again. So, again, the coupon code is there. When you go to the checkout page, you can put in the code gimme, GIMME, and it is going to give you that. So, if you're on IG and you're like, what is this chick talking about? You've got to go to Facebook or LinkedIn and see the whole offer. But the whole deal is, again, pretty simple. And then the free bonus for 2 days, essentially like purchase, as it were. And or if you're watching this live stream, you can get it free. It is the achieving your ultimate year kind of framework. This framework is probably one of the most like popular frameworks that I have. I think part of it is because it is organized in a way that is designed to help you as an entrepreneur grow. So if you're watching this on LinkedIn or Facebook, you're going to see all the graphics. If you're on IG, you're kind of getting more of the behind the scenes things. So just stay with me here. Let me show you this window. So this is the curriculum here. It's going to walk you through all of the steps. And again, like what I want you to think about is reviewing and celebrating the last year. You know, family and relationships, financial, reputation, audience, charity, volunteer work, business vision, like spirituality. What we're going to do is go into all of those things in this handout. It is probably 7 or 8 pages long, but it's going to give you a list of action items. It's a ton of different fill in the blank stuff. You can print it out. It is a tangible, it is a free bonus. So even if you don't make a purchase today and you want the bonus, just DM me bonus and I'll give it to you. You don't even have to like opt into some crazy funnel. Like I'm not about that. You guys know that. Just take it. It's yours. So comment bonus if you want it. Again, free bonus one for today for offer number 1 is achieving your ultimate year. That is 1000% free for planning your year. It's more focused, obviously, on getting kind of alignment around your goals and the things that you want. And again, the offer is in the comments if you want it. Coupon code, gimme. Okay, so that's it. I hope you all have a great day. Talk to you later.